What's up, everybody? Mark with Coffee&Toys here, bringing you another figure unboxing and review. And I've got a fun one for you guys today. I hope you enjoy it as much as I think I'm going to enjoy it. Today I have the Marvel Legends Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Call back to my childhood, so let's talk about it. So yeah, I was able to pick up the 3-pack of the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends during the Power Day sales event on Hasbro Pulse, and I'm very excited for it because I remember this set coming out and I was thinking to myself, I don't really collect Marvel Legends all that much, but I really like Spider-Man, and I remember watching this show and thinking it was so much fun when I was a very young kid, and I was like, I've got to pick this up once it comes out. And hey, it was on a deal. I got 35% off, and I was like, this is mine, and I'm very excited to review it. So I'm going to take a drink of coffee real quick. And yeah, we're going to jump over right now and see what it's all about. Okay, so here we have it, the Marvel Legends Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends 3-pack. And if you don't know anything about this cartoon, obviously it featured Spider-Man. He was in college at this point, and his roommates were Firestar and Iceman, Bobby Drake, and I don't remember her name. And I don't remember if Firestar, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I believe Firestar was created just for this series. That's where she actually got her debut, was in this cartoon. And I know there's more around it why they had to create her as a character. I think they were originally going to use Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, but there was this whole issue about people afraid that kids were going to set themselves on fire if they saw the Human Torch. It's the same reason why Human Torch doesn't show up in the Fantastic Four cartoons from the 80s or something of that nature. So for whatever reason, they thought it'd be okay to put a girl in it who has fire powers herself, but she wasn't actually engulfed in flames. I believe that's the reason. My memory might be a little fuzzy. But that being said, this is the plastic-free packaging. So we have the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends logo on the front, Marvel Legends 4+. On the top, we have a fun little Marvel Comics animation. I think that's really cool to have that on the box, but not as cool as the side of the box, which I love. And if you're not familiar, this was the beginning of the cartoon show. It would show Spider-Man crawl across the screen, and it would be like this. You'd see this kind of trail of Spider-Man as he was climbing, and he'd climb all over. And it's actually on both sides of the box. So you get it on both sides of the box, climbing each way. And of course, on the back, you have a picture of what's included in the set. Of course, you have Firestar with her alternate head, her hands, some fire to go around her hands, and the silly cartoon dog who's Ms. Lion. That's the name of the dog that's in the cartoon series. And then you have Spider-Man with alternate hands, and of course, you have Iceman with alternate hands. And surprisingly, they don't show that as an accessory, but he obviously is included, or it's included with it. So that's really what we got with the packaging. But let's go ahead. We'll get these figures out, and we'll see how they stack up. Okay, here we go. Got them all out of their packaging, and this is the lineup: Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Not to be confused with Spidey and His Amazing Friends that my 2-year-old toddler watches. Which is kind of interesting to think about. There was a Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends back when I was a child, and now there's a continuation of that same series of Spidey and His Amazing Friends. But I digress. We're here to look at these figures. So, from what I can tell, a lot of reuse just right off the bat, but that's kind of be expected. But this is a very cool, pardon the pun, set when it comes to these 3 figures. We have Iceman, of course, who is, I don't know exactly whose body this is, but we will just kind of jump into it. Let's move these 2 over, and we'll start with Iceman, since I've already picked him up. We'll set Spider-Man and Firestar off to the side. And yeah, so we have Iceman. I'm not sure whose body this is. It's a very, very thin body, so it might be an older Spider-Man body, or it might be another character that... I know they have a few different style bucks that they use over and over again, and I just can't remember who it originally belonged to. But he is, first of all, he's very stiff, almost frozen, you would say, into these positions. So I need to kind of break him out a little bit. But of course, he has the butterfly joints. He does have pins in the elbows and pins in the knees. So it's an older style figure. The face sculpt is very cool. I like that it's just very blocky looking, despite being round. It's flattened off. But yeah, he does. He's got double bending elbow. He's got the ab crunch, which doesn't make that clicky sound, so that's kind of cool. He turns at the waist. He's got the thigh cut, double bending knees, and a foot that twists forwards, backwards, left, and right. And yeah, he's a very skinny person. But again, it's an earlier Iceman from the cartoon series when he was in college, so I don't really mind it that much. He does come with a pair of interchangeable hands. So he does have these interchangeable hands. Interesting, they put the darker blue shading on this one, but not on... Oh, it's right there. Okay, so they did put it on both. So that's kind of cool. And then finally, he does come with his snowboard. So very cool. Let's just plug in that snowboard and see what it's all about. So if we wanted to have Iceman sliding around... Oh, that is tight. It's very, very bendy plastic too. Man, that is... Oh, there we go. I just had to turn his foot. I was hitting that area. So I don't like that he doesn't have 2 tabs. That is something that will never quite... If you have the opportunity to put 2 tabs on something, please put 2 tabs on something, Hasbro. There's no reason to do just one. But you can put him in a really cool position like that. Once again, cool position. I am full of them today. So there you go. There's our Iceman with his snowboard, snow sled, whatever you want to call it. But it looks really nice. Definitely will look cool on the shelf. Gosh, I am cool on the shelf, man. Somebody give me the bad joke award. So let's move Iceman off to the side temporarily. And let's move on to Firestar. So we went with ice, now we're going with fire. And very, I don't know if this head's been used before. Someone can drop me a comment and let me know. Like I said, I don't collect a lot of Marvel Legends, but I don't recognize it. But obviously she's got this add-on color to the body. And her outfit's pretty plain. It's just yellow with some flames painted on all the way through. And we will do a comparison of some of the figures against some other Marvel Legends I own. But yeah, I think I've seen this female buck used a lot. It just seems pretty standard. I think Hasbro really only has like 2 female body bucks that they use. And this is probably the older of the 2 if I was to guess. But she does have pinless elbows. She does not have the butterfly cut, but she does have full rotation of the arms. They can go in and out. That double bending elbow, which is also very tight. Wow, that is. And then, so we can bend. Wow, she is, golly. There we go. I was afraid I was going to break it. But yeah, so she's got head movement. She's got the bicep or the thigh cut, pinless knees. Very Very good. And then same articulation in the ankles, forward, backwards, left, and right. And yeah, so there's Firestar. Of course, she comes with some accessories as well, so we'll get her to stand up right there. She comes with an alternate set of fist as well. So nothing too spectacular there, just red. They pop right in and out. She does come with, well, she should come with 2 of these. Oh, there we go. I thought this was just 1, but there is actually 2, so you can wrap these around her hands to make it look like she's shooting fire. So that's very cool. They've used these a number of times, so nice to get them in the line again. And she comes with an alternate head, which I actually think I prefer this one. It's got more of an open smile on it, so you can see her teeth a little bit, and the hair is down. So I like this one a lot more. Actually, that's a completely different face, or a different mask. Sorry. Okay, so why is there a completely different mask? I'm going to assume one is more from the cartoon and one is more from the comics, potentially. So I don't know which one is which. Somebody drop me a comment and tell me which one of these is from the cartoon. Or maybe I'll throw up a picture so we can look at it and compare. Because yeah, I don't remember off the top of my head. Now on the box, if I look over here, the box shows her with this mask. Wait a second, does it show her with that mask? Let's just bring it back in here real quick. Okay, so it's the hair down version with, and not this mask. So this must be comic, and this must be cartoon. But yeah, we'll throw something up on the screen and we'll look at it momentarily. And then finally she comes with Miss Lion the dog. And this dog was, I don't remember if it was actually Aunt May's dog or if it was Firestar's actual dog in college. I just remember it being in a couple episodes. I think it got kidnapped maybe. But it's a fun little nod. Oh, it even has some articulation. Look at that. Articulation on the dog head. That's just goes left and goes up and down too. That is really cool. That's a fun little extra to add to that. So yeah, there we have Firestar. So we will move on now to the Amazing Spider-Man. So let's just put Firestar back here. Move her accessories back. And of course, Spider-Man. So I'm really excited about this figure because it's just hitting all the right notes for me just looking at it. It does have that head that was used in the Amazing Fantasy 15 version of Spider-Man that came out recently, where it's just the eyes are a little more closed, a little more just not as wide, and the face is more flat. And what I do like, though, is that it is also pinless completely on the knees and the elbows. It does have the butterfly joints, and again, his joints are, I guess they're not that bad. Not as bad as, I think Firestar's were the worst, but it has some good articulation in the wrist and good articulation at the elbows. The ab crunch is there. And no, we got the double ab crunch. Of course, you got the thigh cut, the double jointed knees, and of course the feet that go left and right, up and down. So I think the thing I like about this Spider-Man, and again, we'll do some more comparisons in a minute. I like the color scheme. This is a more bright Spider-Man than some of the ones we've gotten recently. And it's just very cool. I guess we should look at the back of him, look at the spider logo. Looks very good there. And of course on the back, the classic rounded spider. Now, Spider-Man also comes with just a few accessories. They're all hands. So we have, once again, we have 2 Fists of Fury right there. Of course, Spider-Man's got to have his fists. He's got to be punching out people. And then has the opposite hands for what we already have on the figure. So we have another wall-crawling hand and another web-shooting hand. I am kind of surprised that he did not include, there is no actual webs with this figure. So I'm a little bit surprised by that. I really would have thought we would have had that included, but I guess they didn't. I am going to double check, make sure I didn't have anything, but let's cut away for a moment. But before I do, make sure you hit like on that video before we do our comparisons. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, bell notification set to all notifications. Of course, if you don't already know, I do multiple reviews a week, including a weekend review, toy news, etc., etc. And I'm going to be doing a live stream soon. So if you are a subscriber to this channel, hint, hint, click the subscribe button. If you're a subscriber to this channel, when I do that live stream, I'm going to be giving away all sorts of fun stuff. Marvel Legends, wrestling, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, lots of stuff to be given away. If you're part of the live stream, you'll be able to get something. If you're a subscriber, you're going to be able to hopefully get something as well. So I'm going to cut away real quick and we'll do some kind of final thoughts, comparisons, and wrap this thing up. Okay, so I just went ahead and accessorized Firestar real quick and put Miss Lion here as well, but I did want to compare her against the only other female figure I currently have in my Marvel Legends collection, and that is Spinneret. So you could just kind of get a quick, let me move Miss Lion off to the side. So you could kind of get a feel for the 2 different bodies that currently are being used by Hasbro for the Marvel Legends line. I think this is the only 2 bodies they're using for females. So yeah, just a quick little comparison there. Obviously some upper body differences, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. But this is kind of just I wouldn't say a more slender body, but definitely different. But that's pretty much the basis of it. I think even the legs are actually identical, except for the flare out there on the bottom. So there's just a quick comparison of the 2 characters. Obviously, I think Spinneret's standing just a hair taller. I also did do a swap out of Firestar's head. So this is the mask, by the way, from the cartoon series. So this is more the cartoon style head. And I did also look up, the reason they didn't use the Human Torch was that the rights to the Fantastic Four were tied up. So they actually did create Firestar specifically for the cartoon. So yeah, so there's our comparison of those 2, just to give you a quick little glance. I'm not going to be able to do one of Iceman. Unfortunately, I don't really have another figure that uses that body. The closest body to the Iceman, as I pull him out here one more time, is the I have an Iron Spider whose body's very close to that, but it's got the actual, it's got that thinner body, but it's not the exact same body. And yeah, so finally, let's pull Spider-Man back out here. And there's our Spider-Man figure. If I can get him to stand up, there we go. Push him back just a hair. And we can compare him against the Amazing Fantasy, or First Appearance Spider-Man, which I have right here. So there is the other Spider-Man from the line, and they are the exact same figure. Nothing different about them to my knowledge, other than this one doesn't come with the under webs, but he does have, because it's the same arms, he does have the pegs that you could swap out the webbing, should you want to, and put it on that figure. So this, up until right now, this was my favorite Spider-Man in my collection, just because it's more old school 60s. But I think this one's going to beat it out now. I might do some swapping around and put the webbing on this one. But I really do like that head, and I like this body because it's a little bit smaller than the mainline Spider-Man. Which, yeah, I guess I can go grab him real quick. So let me go grab him, and we'll take a look at that as well. And there we go. Just wanted to throw that in there as well so you can compare. This is the Spider-Man from the 2-pack with Spinneret. And it's, like I said, it's a darker blue. This one's a black. I really like the vibrant blue, so this is going to be my main Spider-Man in my collection. And I don't like the fact that this Spider-Man's just a hair bit taller. So this Spider-Man's not a big guy, so I don't know. It depends on who draws him, obviously, but in my opinion, especially for a guy that's in high school, college, you know, full adult, he really shouldn't be changing height a whole lot. And this Spider-Man just looks so much bigger than this one. Almost looks like it'd be someone else wearing the Spider-Man suit. But this is the Spider-Man I like the most out of the three of these. And yeah, so that pretty much, go ahead and pull these guys out of the way. And we'll bring in the characters one more time, just to kind of finalize it and get some final thoughts on this. So, of course, there is Iceman, Spider-Man, Firestar, and, of course, we got to put Miss Lion in here. And we'll just, for grins and giggles, we'll turn her facing the camera. So, I think this is a great pack to pick up. I do not know if there are any left on Hasbro Pulse's website, but that is where I picked it up. I did get 35% off because I'm a Premium Plus member. And, you know, I think it's probably around $80. Is it worth $80? Well, you're getting a lot of repaints, but I think the Firestar head is very cool to have. I like that she came with a secondary head as well. This Spider-Man's great, but if you have Spider-Man fatigue, you probably don't have enough meat on the bone to pick up Iceman. Again, this is more of a This is more of a nostalgia. That was actually good that he stood up, even though I smacked him with my hand. More of a nostalgia play on Hasbro's part, and we know that. We know that Hasbro does that, and you know, for collectors like me that are looking to get a deal, I think I picked it up a good time. I hope you guys, if you were able to pick it up during that Hasbro sale, were able to. And if you're not, don't worry. They'll probably do another sale. I would not pay full price for this set. That being said, it is a fun set. It comes with some good accessories. I don't think it's probably worth the retail price. But if you can pick it up on sale, definitely recommend it. I also recommend you hit the like button on this video because it helps the channel out a lot. I appreciate all the subscribers. I hope if you're here and you're new that you enjoyed this, that you got something out of it. Again, I'm Mark. This is Coffee with Toys, and I will see you later.